Here's an atheist accusation you might have heard. Atheists have no hope or reason to live. You might have seen this in a preacher sermon or some Christian YouTuber. Because atheists think death is the end and don't believe in a deity guiding the actions of the universe, we lack any hope or reason to live. I think that those of us who don't believe in specifically the Christian God think otherwise. Hi, my name is Scarlett, and I'm an atheist and skeptic, and today I'm looking at what it means to have hope. So let's start by breaking down the logic. Atheists don't believe in a God guiding the universe, filling us with meaning, etc., and death is the end of our lives. Some Christians even say that atheism is about death, because death is the end. Christians, on the other hand, posit an all-loving God who forgives us, assuming we've done whatever ritual this Christian thinks we need to do, and brings us into heaven, thus giving us hope that we have everlasting life. Christianity is about life because it posits an afterlife. Point 1. There is no agreement on an afterlife. Let's remember that this supposed everlasting life cannot really be shown to exist. The evidence for it is pretty thin, so to believe in it, you have to have faith. You have to take the leap of faith. So you don't know that the hope is real. You can't demonstrate any God, much less a specific God that gives you everlasting life. So maybe you are building your life on a false hope. Does that make you feel better? I don't want to base my life on false hope. I want to believe what is true. But since there is no evidence for life after death, not every religion or spiritual practice posits an afterlife. Judaism, for example, is silent about what happens after you die, with different Jews coming down differently on the matter. For some, it is the end of life. Worship of Yahweh is simply about how you live this life. It serves itself, basically. There are lots of Eastern traditions with concepts like reincarnation, which is not seen as positive because life has suffering. Or they're about having one's consciousness absorbed back into the universe. Ancient Greeks and Romans thought that souls went to an underworld, and it's unclear based on their stories what they thought it was. For some, it wasn't much of an existence, but these souls could be brought back to tell some tale through blood magic. But then some figures like Odysseus or Orpheus visit the underworld for some purpose, and everyone there seems to be living like earthly lives. And to get there, you just needed a proper burial. But returning back to Christians, there isn't really an agreement on the afterlife among the various denominations. Not what happens in heaven. Do you just praise God for eternity? One self-proclaimed prophet named Kat Kerr seems to think that heaven is like suburban America, with mansions and rides and... it's very, very absurd. Another point of conflict, how do you get there? Works or simply faith? What happens to people who don't deserve salvation? Lake of fire? Other kinds of forever torture? Simply separation from God? Every denomination proclaims their belief with utmost certainty and says the others aren't true Christians. And if faith in Jesus is the only way, why so much talk of sin? Who cares? Surely if Jesus allows you to believe in him, he's fine with your life. I don't know, this is above my pay grade. So okay, we have no agreement on post-death experience. Lots of mouths moving, but not a lot to back up any one particular view. So why invest in any of them? I mean, that's what this is about, right? Life as a bank account where you put in your coins, your experiences to earn an afterlife. The afterlife like it's your retirement. I find that experience of life sad. We don't know how long we have on Earth, so working so hard and hoping to live when you're retired means you maybe don't have a life worth living while you're working. And to reiterate, the hope provided by Christianity has no evidence and may just be a false hope to appeal to people who are afraid of death. Point 2. Why is the afterlife the only guide for hope in this life? Hope is just an outlook, a feeling of expectation about an outcome, usually a positive one. To have hope mainly means having some level of optimism about a good outcome. And we hope for all kinds of things, big and small. a nice day, good weather, presents on your birthday, a smooth trip, a decent job, that our efforts on anything pay off, and I could go on. Point being, hope can just be tied to events in our physical lives, events which we will live through and learn the outcome of. Here's the thing though, as an atheist, I don't wake up every day thinking about my death. I don't make decisions based on the fact that this body will die someday. I wake up thinking, a new day, to fill however I want. The sun is shining, or it's overcast, or it's raining, or a storm is coming. What's for breakfast? Ooh, coffee. Let's feed the cats and check what's in the news. What's on my to-do list? Is it a work day where I go in to teach, grade, go to a meeting, plan a class, think about a conference paper or piece of research? Is it a day at home where there might be some chores to do? Do I have an appointment? Am I meeting a friend for lunch or dinner? Is there a party? So that's the day-to-day. I don't wake up thinking, I'm going to die someday and my life is without hope. And when I start thinking of how I want to live my life, it's not just about being happy every day either. I think about long-term and short-term projects. What is it I want to be doing? I have research projects, I've done crafts, I've saved for trips, I've gotten an education, I have a house and we've done improvements on it, and there's always maintenance. There are some things that take a month to accomplish, some a year. I project each phase if it's a longer project. There are days when I feel I just need to relax and re-energize. So maybe I read or play games, or I just sit around and chat with people. Now, in my life, there have been moments of suffering when people have had illnesses, or when I've had my own illness. There have been times of conflict with friends, family, coworkers, and there are certainly days when it seems like everything just goes wrong. So, what gives me hope in those? Well, many things, and it has nothing to do with an afterlife. So one thing is the help of people, that I'm not on my own. I have people that will help me out, that I can solve the conflicts. The thought that there are good days too, that some days everything seems to go right. The hope that people heal from illness, that they will get better and they will go back into their lives. That things that go wrong can be put right. That when I make a mistake, I can correct the mistake. When I'm in conflict, I can heal the conflict. That tomorrow basically will come with less suffering and upset. I guess I don't feel that every event in my life is a coin in some cosmic bank for my afterlife retirement. In this life, there are certainly events that serve no other purpose than the enjoyment they bring in and of themselves. As an example, I love going to the beach. I like swimming, I like walking in the sand, I enjoy the view, I love watching sunrises and sunsets. It is relaxing. Certainly, it's good to recharge, and sometimes I'm with other people, but it serves no real purpose beyond itself. It's just a day at the beach. I think there is a comparison to be made when Christians say that God gives us ultimate meaning and purpose, and if we give ourselves meaning and purpose, then that's not quote-unquote real. While Christians seem to need to feel that God is in their lives for them to have meaning and purpose, I actually find the indifference of the universe freeing. If events go wrong, or I or someone gets sick, I don't fret that a God is punishing me. If a relationship or a job doesn't work out, I don't think that I've misunderstood a deity's message. I don't worry if I found the one thing I'm supposed to do. I make these choices. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but I'm not stressed out because maybe I didn't get God's message. I just want to end this point by saying I think life is worth living in and of itself without serving as some cosmic waiting room to hear your end-of-life diagnosis. When I wake up, I am full of hope about the activities I've decided on. I like my job, my friends, my cats, my hobbies, my house, my neighborhood. I have lots of fun things to do, books to read, movies and shows to watch, places to travel, people to meet. When things get hard, I recognize the difficulty and remind myself that things can get better. Point 3. What is the point of this accusation? The purpose of a lot of Christian apologetics is to keep butts in pews. This piece of apologetics probably isn't an appeal to atheists at all, like it pretends to be. It really should only appeal to unreflective atheists who are experiencing a bad stretch and maybe are afraid of death and haven't thought about it a whole lot. And by the way, notice that Christians don't often talk about other religions in relationship to this point. Atheism is easier because maybe other religions offer their own afterlife hope. But apologetics about atheists are actually aimed at believers, telling them that the believers have the right way and the atheists have the wrong way. You're on the good side. So if a Christian is tempted to follow their doubts about their beliefs, they will end up in a sad and lonely place. So please, doubting Christian, stay here in the warm pew with your wallet out. Thank you very much. Anyway, that's what I have for you for this atheist accusation. Tell me what you think about this accusation, about meaning and purpose and hope and death and all of that kind of stuff. While you're down in the comments, you can like and subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff. You're on YouTube, you know what to do. And if you like what I do, you can buy me a coffee. Link is in the description below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.